Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Before we take a look at the microstructure here, I wanted to actually take a moment and take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart ahead of next week, because BTCD, Bitcoin dominance, has reached the micro support region we talked about in one of the last videos where we covered Bitcoin dominance. We could be very close here to a major top, but I still leave the door open for one more high, basically another rally for Bitcoin dominance before a major top is struck. We've seen some altcoins perform really well over the last 1 or 2 weeks. That's most likely related here to a drop in Bitcoin dominance, which started sort of on the 18th of September, and we've seen a decline here, which actually looks a bit like a 5-wave move, I have to say, especially with that last move down. Is that move down finished? Maybe. What I'm watching for is now a possible B-wave bounce. I mean, this can be called a 5-wave move on the micro level, and therefore another BC pattern at least is likely. So I'm watching short-term for lower on Bitcoin dominance. The standard resistance area is between 57.87 and 58.42%. These fib levels and generally Bitcoin dominance, they don't adhere so well to Elliott Wave structures because it's not a tradable asset. But you still see that Bitcoin dominance is respect. First it did respect the trend line here, and it got rejected at this larger fib level here, the 61.8 retracement. Then it found support at the 23.6 retracement of this support region of wave 4. I mean, it does respect the fibs. And now we could be working on this kind of B-wave bounce, which in itself, and yeah, I know micro counting doesn't make much sense here. Just want to share with you my latest view here. It might do this like ABC, give us a bit of a bounce here as we're heading into next week, and then a C wave down could drive us lower into the support region with an ideal target at 56.7%. So it's just something to watch for. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin daily chart first. Here we are arriving at this key pivot. I explained that in the previous video today. That means as we're heading into the new trading week, the trend is still up as long as we're holding above the ascending trend line highlighted here in green. There is absolutely no sign that a top is in place as long as we're holding above the green trend line. Then, and this is something I discussed today in our member live stream, should we see a pullback, I'm going to watch this support area on the daily chart, which is defined currently between 55,480 and 60,840. Again, if the price pushes a little higher before breaking below the trend line, I just have to slightly adjust the support area. But this is something to watch for maybe next week or in the next couple of weeks. If the pullback is corrective, it could be an opportunity actually to trade for the C wave. Because if this is a B wave pullback and the C wave in the white count is going to happen, then the price should find support here at one of these fib levels. Therefore, there would be a good reward to risk ratio in that support region before we go higher in wave C. Those who want to wait for a little bit more of a confirmation could wait for the first 1-2 setup in wave C to the upside of the third wave. And reminder, the third wave would ideally reach here the 1.38 extension at 73,886 or higher. Then we can watch for another 4-5 pattern to complete the larger 5-wave move in circle 1 before we can then watch for a larger wave 2 pullback. So this is the pattern, pretty much halfway there when we talk about this as a 5-wave move. October is around the corner, right? So yeah, maybe B-wave pullback and continuation. So that's something to watch. Okay. And this would be an interesting setup here. I mean, is it a high quality setup? Not necessarily, but if the market offers a corrective pullback, it could be one of the last opportunities to jump onto the train here from this range onwards, because as soon as we break out, we're above the range. This is still the same range that we've been in since March. Looking at the micro patterns then, talked in the previous video about this mini bull flag. Yeah, we are trying to break out currently, but this doesn't really look like a sustained break to me. At least there isn't really any decent upside momentum yet that would suggest that we've really broken out of this wedge pattern, even though we've broken above the trend line. But again, this could also just shift a little bit. Something to watch. Overall, here on the micro level, it does definitely keeps the door open for higher in the short term. So I told you on the daily chart that it might still push a little bit higher. Because the move down looks really like a bit of a bull flag, and it's moving down in very corrective overlapping patterns. So I'm not sure if we are going to test this micro support area, but this is the only main FIB area here I can offer on the 1 hour chart between 61,860 and 63,560. Because really, I mean, anything else here, this is just too small to be counted, okay? Very, very difficult to say what exactly it is. My idea is maybe we have started this wave 4. And in that case, we need to hold 61,860. But if we haven't started wave 4, then it could very well give us one more extension in wave 3. It wouldn't be a surprise, but that's why I'm watching here this wedge pattern. But the levels should be clear. Still watching for higher. Also the pullback here, which looks like a mini bull flag, allows for one more high, then possibly to test 67,400 roughly. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.